everyone, and welcome back to the Fishing with Matt channel. As you can see, we're down the beach. We're not going to say exactly where, but I'm pretty sure you can make an educated guess from the video. We're doing some squid fishing. I came down here a couple of weeks ago with Seaweight's Craig and a couple of others, and we had a good session. I've got a picture that I can put up now. I had about 20-ish squid, I think it was up to 19, Craig had about 21. So it was a really good session. Hoping to do the same thing again today. As I said, it's been a couple of weeks, but the weather is looking perfect. You can see the sea conditions are lovely. The sun is just starting to go down as well, so when it starts to get dark is apparently when it all turns on. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And hopefully be able to show you guys how to catch some squid down Chesil Beach. Let's get into it. So my collection of jigs is pretty extensive, to be honest. I've spent probably 200 to 300 pounds on jigs, but yeah, we've got a range of different ones here. We've got different Yamashitas, got a couple of new ones that I haven't tried yet. This is, I think, one of the new 2025 models, so be interesting to see that one. It's got a bigger eye on that. Got one of these ones with a bit of noise in it. We've also, on the other side, got some of these beautiful Seaweight ones as well. So yeah, this is one that I used last time, these two here, when I was down the beach, and had some great luck on the orange one. But yeah, so we are going to start with probably the orange one. We've got a couple more extra ones in here. I think I've got a Yozuri one that's brand new as well to try out. But yeah, let's try getting some squid. So for my setup, I have a Penraf spin rod. It is 7 foot, 10 to 30 grams, so it's nothing special. Literally, it's just like a sea bass sort of rod or a bass rod. We've got a little bit of shock leader on there. I think my main line is really thin braid, which is 18 pound, and this is probably 15 or 20 pound shock leader. So it's a little bit early, but you never know, they could be coming out. So what you want to do is try cast as far as you can down here. Going to need to get further than that. It's going to need to get the line a bit wet. You want to let the jig float down to the bottom of the water, so give it about 10 seconds or so, and then you want to slowly start reeling in, really slowly, as you can see, and then you want to jig the jig up like that every couple of seconds while reeling it in. What you'll then feel is your rod's starting to bend over if you get a squid, but yeah, you need to be casting a lot further than that, so you need to get my line wet. Might chuck a heavier lure out for now, but when that sun starts going down and it gets dark, we should start seeing our first squid. Amazingly, AliExpress have come through and helped me to get a squid light. So we've got this from AliExpress. If you guys haven't already had a look at AliExpress, you can get loads and loads of gear. You can get squid jigs, you can get the lights, you can get lures, you can get rods, reels, everything on AliExpress. This one here was about £30 when I bought it. I think it's a 200 watt light, so it's really powerful. So price performance is actually really amazing. I was originally using a green light, which I got off Amazon, and that was about £25, and it's literally about a quarter or a third of the size of this one. So I'll have a link in the description to the AliExpress shop that sells this, so you guys can get your hands on this for maybe this year or maybe next year. Yeah, it's a really good purchase, and it definitely does help with attracting the squid. So the sun is just starting to set behind the clouds. We've just cast out. Like I said, you want to let it drop. You want it to be near the bottom for the squid. As we're down at Chesil, it drops off pretty quickly. As you can see, there's boats out there that are fishing for the squid. So yeah, you want to leave it for a good 10-15 seconds and then start bouncing it up to sort of mimic a prawn. If you've ever gone swimming in the sea and you've seen prawns underneath the water, they sort of scuttle around, and if something spooks them, they'll jump back and out of the way. So that's what you're trying to mimic. Oh, we got one on. No way. While we're recording as well, while filming, we got one on. Can't believe it. This is literally like I had the first cast after filming that section with the light, and we got one on. Amazing. First squid, everybody. Sun hasn't even gone down yet. So when you got one on, you want to keep the pressure on and just keep reeling in nicely. You don't want to rag it in, because otherwise it will pop off potentially. But when they're on, they tend to stay on the squid. But there you go, we're probably the first person to catch a squid down here tonight. This is on one of my favourite lures down in Portsmouth area. Got the Yamashita, but there you go, first squid of the night. Happy days to get it in the bucket. Can't believe it. Good stuff, let's keep going. So I've squid fished about 2 or 3 years now, I believe. I've had my best night out on the Sib in Portsmouth Harbour. I had about 43. But yeah, done off the piers, done off jetties. This is the second time I've done it off the beach. And believe me, if you haven't done it off the beach yet, it is so much more fun than doing it off the pier. sense of accomplishment from being able to cast out, slowly reel it in. It really is a rewarding feeling when you get the feeling of a squid on the end of your line. So if you haven't gone off the beach, I do really recommend it. Good places to go. You can go off beaches in Kent. I've seen a couple of reports off there being really good. You can go off Brighton Beach, obviously Chesil Beach. I think you can catch them off Southbourne. I'm not sure if they're in the numbers they are down here. I really need to try off the beaches down Hayling Island and off of Portsmouth, like Southsea, stuff like that. But never really had the idea of doing it. But yeah, that sun is creeping out for the picture now. It'll be dark in about 35 minutes to an hour, I reckon, half an hour to an hour. But it's going to keep on casting out and retrieving. That was a bit of a bad cast with people around. But yeah, you want to be getting that distance. You make sure that you're getting your line wet. So if you've got a heavier jig, you can get out first, get your line wet, and that'll help your jig go out further, which is what you need. So yeah, I'll bring you back when we've got another one on. So the light has got probably about 5 meters of wire, which isn't overly enough for this application, but for off up here it is perfectly good. So obviously you want to make sure that you're getting both connections on the right side of the terminal, so red to red and then blue to the neutral, and then you should see that we'll get some light. So yeah, we're going to get this chucked out into the water. Got a 9-ounce lid on it just to make sure that it stays in the water. Doesn't go out very far, but it's better than nothing. What I'm going to do, move my box a little bit closer just so I can get it that little bit deeper. The idea of the light is to try and attract some bait fish in. Where it's still a little bit light, it's not going to have the most dramatic of effects, but hopefully later on should bring some stuff in. What you'll also tend to find is that the squid sort of hover on the outside of the light. Yeah, I've got a squid on, feels like a really tiny one. Just for a second, switch back to my other jig. We'll be sure to get that orange one back on as it turns fully dark. But yeah, there we go, we've got another squid. Next cast, and we are into a bigger squid. Let's go. This could be a really good night, everybody. Literally the very next cast. When you get one on, when you reel it in, they tend to start popping up to the surface. That's when you can start really bringing them in safely. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good night tonight. I said hopefully it'll come down tomorrow. But yeah, 2 back to back. Here he comes. I think he's going to be a bit bigger than that other one. There we go. Lovely squid right there. As I said, strategy. All you got to do, cast it as far as you can, and then drop down to the bottom, reel in slowly, every 5 seconds or so, giving it a quick pop up, get that slack back, give another pop. Sometimes you'll feel sort of banging, and that'll be the squid attacking the jig and not hitting the hooks on it. But I'd say 9 times out of 10, if you keep on jigging it, they'll come back. Oi, 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 right close in, literally just 2 or 3 meters out, and we pick another one up. It's a beast again. Almost slipped off, come here you. You're not getting away. Another lovely squiddy squid, let's go. That's 3 back to back right there. Good stuff. You really, really do need good water clarity for the squid fishing. If it's murky, it makes it a lot more difficult. As you can see, you can pretty much see the light down there, and you can see the rocks surrounding on the floor. The conditions are pretty good. They could definitely be a lot better. It's not crystal clear, but obviously squid have massive eyes for finding bait and your jig. If you're not getting anything, then it's always worth changing your jig. As I said, I've probably got about 30 or 40 jigs. I've only got about 15 with me today, but it's always worth changing colours. The best colours tend to be the pinks and the oranges, but plenty of jigs will work. Natural ones work as well. Always good to start with those ones though, the pink and the oranges. We've got a squid on straight away. Let's go, baby. Honestly, this is some of the best fishing. My favourite fishing to do is squid fishing off the beach now. It's coming up on the surface, hopefully I don't lose it in this massive wave. We'll keep the tension on it. Oh, yeah, that's a big old wave. Watch out for that. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Up he comes, a shingle. Another squid. Good stuff. the very next cast and we've got another one on. This one feels like it could be the best one of the night so far. It was pushing water nicely. Let's bring it in. Literally the next cast is going crazy. I really wanted to come down here and fill a bucket, and it looks like it could be possible with the way it's going at the minute. Let's reel this bad boy in. At this time of the year there should be some krakens about, so... Oi, 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 he's fighting. Oi, 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 look at the pulling the rod. I do not want to lose this one. This is a nice one. In he comes. This feels like it's a nice one. Oh, that's a good looking one. Coming up the shingle. Yes, boy, we got another lovely squid. Look at that. Biggest one of the night. What a beauty. You guys aren't going to believe me. 3 casts in a row. We've got another squid on. Which is insane. Chesil Beach, ladies and gentlemen. That light's sort of being a little bit annoying when it's been pushed up. That's why I've got the 8 or 9 ounce lead on there. That is definitely something you're going to need if fishing off the shore. We've got our 3rd squid in a row. I'm going to turn the camera off after catching each one because I don't want to, you know, jinx it. Oh, he squirted me, dirty boy. Don't want to jinx it by recording, saying, oh, let's see if we can get one on film, because you know how it goes. So yeah, let's go cast it out. We are back to get another one. Squid on again. Absolutely amazing. Oi. Go on, my son, he's pulling a bit. This is going to be another nice one. So, you guys must know by now that the English squid really are some of the best bait you can get for cods, for rays, for bass. The squid heads are amazing bait for the bass, and the tentacles are amazing for bream. It's an absolute dream that you can come down here and pick up the squid. Actually, to be fair, there might be looks like some sort of squid activity down by the light there. I see something odd shaped. But yeah, we got another one coming in. Feels like another decent one. My favourite jig is on fire as always. Here he comes. Trying to lose him on the tide going out. Up he comes. What another lovely, lovely squid. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful squid. They should be getting bigger throughout the night as well, I reckon. Oh, yo, if we can fill up that bucket, I'll be very, very happy. We're in for three again. This is going crazy, everybody. I cannot believe it. Oh, there is something there. Oh, there's a fish. You can see a fish, hopefully. Probably not, but there's a fish on the surface of the water. Just going around the light now. So yeah, it's definitely attracting some stuff. I definitely think we're doing the best on the beach right now. Here he comes, Mr. Squiddy Squid. I haven't got count of how many we've got yet. We'll do a count at the end, but the bucket's filling up. Let's go. As you can see, loads of people have got head torches on, but no one actually has a light in the water other than me. Oh, there we go, squid on, look at that. Hey, I was hoping that would happen. Yeah, literally no one along the beach has got a light on in the water apart from me. Do check out the link, everybody. Of course it is an affiliate link, but you can see it's working. It's working, boys. Trust the process. In it comes. In he comes, in he comes. Whee! Good stuff. Beautiful. He's going to be bait and eating. I'm happy, look at that. You can see they're still alive in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 alive in there. We're doing really well. Just shows that we're getting them almost back to back. I'll bring you back as always. DJ Carled once said, another one. Another one. Here we go, squid on again. You know, I've got a feeling that this video might not be as long as what you'd expect. I could easily probably get a 60-minute video if it carries on like this. We're not going to do it. You guys can see what's going on. Feels like we've got another nice weighty one here. Really hoping to get a nice 30cm one plus. This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Look at them. Happy days. Oh, we just caught the pinkiest one of the night, and that was literally about 2 meters out. So another one in the bucket. We're in again. Oh no, I dropped him. See if we can get him back. Just slowing down the retrieve again. He might come back. Oh, he's back. There you go. I told you. 9 times out of 10 they come back. Good stuff. I thought I was snagged a second ago, so I sort of moved over there, but it turns out I was just getting hits the entire time. But yeah, there you go. Be able to go back down again, keep jigging it. 9 times out of 10, he'll come back for more. Hungry squiddies, eh? Hungry squiddies. Let's fill the bucket and more, lads. Let's fill the bucket. If I have to, I honestly will put them raw inside of my back rucksack and fill that up as well. Honestly, do not care. I just want to get as many as I can. So I use them so quickly off the beaches and off the boat. Cast, and we're in again. Pretty close out this one. Obviously we're casting it out far, but about 10 metres in. And we catch Mr. Squiddy. Let's go, let's go! It was a lovely hit, this one. Could be another decent size one. 3 in a row. On the bounce again. This jig is on fire. When one works, you don't want to take it off. It's as simple as that. If your girlfriend's smoking hot and on fire, you don't want to get rid of her, do you? So we don't want to be getting the jig off if it's on fire. Look at that, a lovely squid. Attacked it beautifully. Not even on the long fin, that one. That was on one of the smaller fins. 3 for 3. Let's go. I can actually see a silhouette of a squid on the surface, just on the outside of the light on the surface over there. Whether or not we'll be able to catch him, I don't know. But it's a good indication, eh? It's a good indication. It was getting a little bit quiet. I had 5 or 6 chucks without a squid. Was going to bring this one in and change colour. We managed to pick one up again. Happy days. As I said earlier, you have got to be really careful down here. I've had 3 or 4 sets of waves come in, and yeah, they've sort of changed the dimensions of the rocks down there. Don't know if you guys will be able to see it on camera. Oh, hello, where are we going? But yeah, the rocks have now become more steep, where big waves come up and ripped all the stones back, so you really have to be careful, especially at night time. Another thing that's worth saying, and I want to say, is that a lot of people actually have these little lights, they're like little light sticks on their line. Some people say, there you go, there's one going out there with like blue and orange and whatever. Some people say you need them to fish down here or to fish off the beach. As you can see, I'm going plain squid jig, light in the water, and we are doing absolutely amazingly well today. See, I wouldn't bother wasting your money on those lights. They may have some effect. Like I said, the squid have got massive eyes, so they should be able to see your jig with no problem if the water is clear. If you have found this video helpful, or you haven't even subscribed to the channel, then do think about subscribing, liking and commenting. Really do appreciate it, and it really does help the channel out. Trying to get our way to 5k subs, so yeah, it'd be amazing if you did subscribe to the channel. I've probably lost a couple of clips, unfortunately, where I've pressed the button thinking I'm recording, but I've actually stopped recording. So hopefully I haven't missed too many clips, and the video starts to make sense still. But if I haven't missed anything, something seems a bit weird. So I pressed the wrong button, but I'm trying not to stop doing that. Annoying, very annoying. Well, it's been dead for the past sort of 45 minutes, to be honest. I literally haven't had a single hit or a squid. I've seen 2 come off the boat right in front of me, not at the same time. 3 people to the right of me have just left as well. But yeah, I've tried 4 or 5 different jigs. Back with the old faithful again. But it's got a bit quiet at the minute. High tide, I think, is about 11 o'clock tonight, something like that, 11:30 maybe something. Not 100% sure, but yeah, it's either between 10:30 and 11:30. And it's currently about 8:15, so there's plenty of water to come in apparently. I'm not sure how much of a rush really comes in down Chesil Beach. Obviously there is a good amount of tide a lot of the time. We'll see what happens. I'm sure there's still a lot of squid out there to be caught. So apparently last night it did the same thing. Sort of died off as soon as it became dark. So yeah, it's not looking good. Everyone has dropped off like flies. There's literally like, what, 3 people to my right and 2 to my left, and there was obviously about 30 people down here earlier. But yeah, everyone is cleared off. I've just done a count on how many I've got so far. I've got 16, so that is a solid effort so far. I reckon I'm probably going to stay for at least another hour, I say. We've got the Sea Weights Tiger prawn on now, the midnight prawn in 3.5. That is what Craigo has recommended. Just let it go out to the bottom and then slowly retrieve it, so we'll give that a go. But yeah, he reckons over the ebb it's going to start fishing again, but I don't think I'm going to be here till 12 at night, especially as that is a good 3 hours away now. So yeah, it's definitely been worth it for me. It's a 1 hour 44-minute drive, like 75 miles for me to get here, so I'm happy with that result, since if I went locally to Hayling Island I may only have had 5, something like that, and that's still a 45-minute drive. So yeah, gonna keep going for a little bit longer, see if we can get a nice big one, something like that. You never know, they're still pulling them out on the boat, so they're obviously still out there. We are back on. It's taken a good hour to get our next squid, but it's good news. Let's go. I put the bigger size of that pink one on a 3.5 instead of a 3. Finally managed to get into one. Oi oi, guess we're going to be staying a little bit longer then. That's fine by me, as long as we're catching. I am going to be staying here till maybe 12, but yeah, we've got to be catching. That is another one. Let's go, put it in the bucket. Well, I tried to tie a dropper rig so I could have 2 squid jigs out there, but basically I failed for a good 15-20 minutes. I called Dangler, and yeah, over the phone, watched a couple of videos, and I just couldn't get it to work basically. But yeah, just bring you guys back to say that the boats have actually disappeared as well while I was doing that. I literally, yeah, head down for 10-15 minutes and all the boats have disappeared, so that's not a good sign, I guess. We will see what brings in the next half an hour. Dan and the sea bass hunter are down Hayling Island at the minute. They've just started, so we'll see how they get on. But yeah, it seems that it is literally dusk and an hour and a half after that in the minute. On the last session when I was down here, it fished dusk and a couple of hours after. But yeah, it seems a little bit dead now. As always, I'll bring you back if we got something on. Hey, I just switched to the 301 and we've got a decent squid on. That was pulling like a trucker, that was. Let's go. We are back in again. I've literally been faffing around trying to get that second jig on. And yeah, gone back to Ye Faithful. We just got a nice one there. Look at that, that's probably the biggest of the night. Oh, that is the biggest of the night. That's a beast of a squid. Look at that bad boy. What an absolute unit. Knew that was pulling hard. Happy days, add that to the tally. Good stuff. Look at that for a squid, man. Barely fits in the bucket, all the other ones in there. Let's go, if there's one, there's more. Get that jig back out. Back in business. Let's go. Wait, next cast before even reeling in, and we've got another nice one on. It starts to turn on again. This is great news. I'm glad I stayed a bit longer. Literally, before even starting to reel in, we've got another one on. Feels like a decent one again. Let's go. It's a bit of a bad cast as well, sort of probably 2/3 the distance I've been normally casting. They're out there again. Look at that. That is another big one. That's probably the second biggest of the night now. Look at those two beasts. Let's go. Get that jig back out there again. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Well, I did call it earlier. I said that later on in the evening they'd get a bit bigger. I guess I've proved myself right there. Happy days. It's great to see those 2 big ones. Unfortunately, for the 3rd cast after that, I got a bit excited and got a nice old knot. I had to retie my shock leader for the 3rd time today. Haven't lost a single jig yet. I don't plan on losing any, to be honest, but yeah, just knots and messing around could have cost me a couple of squid so far. But yeah, we haven't lost any, actually reeling any in so far, and there still is a bit of time before I'd consider going home. I think the time is coming up to about 10 o'clock now. So yeah, still a little bit longer. If we get a squid, I'll probably add like 15 minutes onto the timer before going home. Bring you back if we get another decent one. Right then, second to last cast, everybody. We are going to call it and come back tomorrow. Will I be able to catch one more kraken? We shall see. We're hoping for the same sort of results tomorrow. Be able to fill up a bucket between us all in the first hour and a half. Maybe we'll go dead, and then we can catch a couple of big uns in the evening. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video thus far. If it carries on, happy days. If not, to be fair, I could see this just being a video on its own. So yeah, happy days. Hope you guys have enjoyed it a lot. I really have had a good time this evening. catching some lovely, beautiful squiddies. So yeah, as I said before, do hit that sub button if you haven't already. Drop a comment, hit that like button, it does really help the channel. There's also that hype button as well, so if you haven't used that or seen that, give the video a hype, that also helps. Squeezing up. Be on our last cast after this, and I'm gonna get going back on the way home. There we go, we are back at the top of the beach. Carrying that battery in that box, it's like a big diesel car battery. Probably about 15 kilo up the beach. Oh wow, what a workout. We'll give you a figure of how many squid we caught. I'd probably say it must be about 18, which is really, really good. But yeah, I get a thumbnail picture hopefully. Happy days, I'll let you know how many we got. There we go, there's tonight's haul. So in total we got 19. Go from biggest up here, if we put next to my size, 11 boot. It's not bad, they're getting big, which is good stuff. But yeah, 19, what a solid score.